Sometimes things just happen too crazy coincidentally for them to be coincidences. And we've got a very awesome, mysterious leak that is causing sleuths across the internet to try and figure out what Pyoro is talking about. But it's very interesting because just last night we discussed the possibility of what if the Switch 2 is still coming out in 2024, and what if the sources we think are accurate just aren't. Good morning, Mario, and good morning, Switch fans. We've got some awesome showcase news, we've got new Nintendo World news, and we've got Pyoro. We're going to try to figure out what he's talking about, as his cryptic new tweet seems to be indicating something Switch 2, but what is it? What's going on, everybody? It's Zach from SwitchForce. Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate y'all so very much, and I appreciate Nintendo World. We got a new video for Super Nintendo World, this time in Orlando. Universal Orlando is opening up Super Nintendo World as part of their Epic Universe theme park in 2025, and today we get a very nice look at the park. I believe this is a render, although part of me thinks it looks really real, but I'm pretty sure it is a computer simulation of what the Nintendo World mainland and Donkey Kong expansion are going to look like. I cannot wait to kick it with DK and Cranky and Funky in this new jungle-inspired land. This one is opening stateside next summer. You can already access Super Nintendo World in Hollywood, California, or in Tokyo, Japan, but their Donkey Kong Land expansion, which was due this spring, has been delayed till later this year, so DK is going to be close to 2025 for both Japan and America. Cannot wait to check this out one day. I hope I have a chance to soon. Just a fun little aside for you theme park fans out there. I love Disney, and I love the immersion that Universal creates. Super Nintendo World is top tier. Now, THQ Nordic might not be top tier, but I definitely consider them higher tier. They do occasionally put out some really great games, and this year they have Epic Mickey Rebrushed coming out, which looks to be a nice remaster of the game that probably needed better controls when it first released on Wii. But THQ Nordic announced another summer showcase for us, this time on August the 2nd, same date as 2023, and they say join us for new announcements, exciting updates on Gothic 1 Remake, Titan Quest 2, and much more. Now, THQ Nordic may not have as big of titles as they used to as a publisher, but they still deliver some good games and a lot of support for Nintendo Switch, so that can't be overlooked, and this should give us a release date for Epic Mickey Rebrushed. So far all they've said is 2024, but this is now a late summer showcase, which is interesting, past Summer Games Fest, past any sort of like summer, June, July Nintendo Direct. We'll have to see what is shown off here, but I'll definitely be covering it when it drops in a few months. And now, Bird Talk. Welcome to a new episode of Bird Talk, where we discuss Pyoro's latest tweet, a bird that's been relatively silent all year long. He's tweeted some things about NSO, he's tweeted some things about verifying rumors, but now he has a cryptic post of the Nintendo World Championship 1990 cartridge. What the heck is this about, Pyoro, and what the heck are you trying to do here? Now, let it be known that Pyoro has been extremely accurate, extremely spot on with some of the most insider Nintendo info that we've ever seen, calling the exact games and the exact type of game it would be at upcoming directs, knowing about Mario Wonder well in advance of Mario Wonder's announcement, and now posting a strange picture that has many believing it's Switch 2 related. Now, the first important thing you need to know about this picture is that it is exactly as the cartridge really is. There's all of these additional switches and SW1, SW2, SW3, SW4 listed on here, but that is all original. Pyoro has not photoshopped anything here. So the first knee-jerk reaction is, oh my gosh, the Nintendo World Championship cartridge is coming to the NES NSO service. But that is very direct, and Pyoro usually isn't so obvious. Pyoro has been known to troll from time to time, but usually with his big posts, it's something legit. I don't think Pyoro is trying to tease us here, or torture us here, or troll us here. I think this is legitimately some sort of hint at what could be coming next for the Switch 2. If it was just that Nintendo's having another World Championship, that would be bizarre. And Necrophilippe agrees because they recently had big Mario Kart 8 tournaments, big Splatoon 3 tournaments, and even though they have done Nintendo World Championships before, tied into E3 in the summertime, I don't know that Pyoro is the type of person that would post his profile all about a tournament. It seems like this has to be something about Switch 2, so many have dove deeper into the numbers. Looking at the Switch 2 thing, the SW2, which isn't supposed to be Switch 2, but you could interpret that as Switch 2, 37.5 seconds. Now, these numbers have been tossed around as a bunch of different dates, March 7th, 2025, or in reverse, it could be May 7th, 3. Now we know May 7th is the investors' call, so it's very odd that Pyoro picked a picture that highlights SW2, which can easily be interpreted as Switch 2, and then May 7th as the numbers, at least part of the numbers, which we know is the investors' call, where we have hypothesized Furukawa could talk about the Switch 2. But this to me is more than just that, because if Pyoro is teasing this, I don't think he would know about Furukawa is going to answer an investor's question and say, yes, we're working on the next generation of Nintendo hardware sometime soon. This to me would be more than that. This to me would be Pyoro saying, hey, they're actually going to reveal this thing on May 7th, or they're going to have some sort of bigger tease, bigger unveiling, bigger trailer than what we've come to expect. Now, there are plenty of other numbers all along this cartridge as well. 1990, you've got 2 minutes 30 seconds, 1 minute 15 seconds, plus 5 minutes, number 260. Any of these numbers could be what Pyoro is teasing. Now, the other kind of in-your-face reason for this picture could be multiple switches. There's multiple switches on the cartridge, there's multiple SWs, and maybe Pyoro is just teasing that there will be multiple models of the next Switch system. I mean, I think we kind of expect that, even if it's just different Joy-Con colors or different storage options. It seems like there will be multiple switches, although we haven't heard anything confirmed or anything super serious on the topic. And maybe there is more than one Switch, and maybe they do have much different features than we're expecting. Maybe it's more than just, 64 gigs and 128 gigs of storage. Could Pyoro be teasing multiple Switches instead of just a Switch 2 reveal date? He could. Models, reveal date, those seem to be our best guesses. This is absolutely a picture that is legit, and therefore I've seen a lot believe that this isn't something we need to figure out, right? This isn't like a cryptic code that's hidden on this picture. It's just a tease of something, and we won't probably know until we know. Unless you have a brilliant idea, it seems very up in the air of what this could be referencing, except I think collectively we can agree it's got to be Switch 2. Would Pyoro be teasing something as small as a new Nintendo World Championship? He could. But he also knows the gravity of his tweets and his posts, and he's been reluctant to post things when he doesn't know something good. He said as much, like, I don't really know what's going on, I don't think there's anything for me. I can't really see Pyoro as much of a Nintendo World Championship tournament guy, especially as we just had big tournaments. Now, if this ends up being some NSO type release, okay, Pyoro has done a lot in that department before, but this seems like a very strange tweet about that. And he has liked tweets today in reply to this picture about Switch 2, so it makes me think that maybe there is something big happening. Now, Sega and Atlas leaker Midori, who has confirmed a lot of Sega games for the Switch 2, saying that every remake Sega's making is coming to Switch 2, Metaphor ReFantazio is Persona 6, he's basically been saying Sega is all in on Switch 2. He also liked this tweet, indicating that, hey, maybe both of them know something is happening and soon. Maybe both of them know that there is a bigger reveal than Furukawa just saying, we've got a Switch 2. Now, honestly, this could run the gamut from Nintendo has a post scheduled for May 7th where it says, like, the next generation Nintendo hardware will release in 2025. Or it could be as big as a trailer. Remember, as we discussed last night, like, if the leakers and sources are wrong, if the potential for them to be off on the delay rumors are even at 1%, then there's a chance that Nintendo's strange behavior is actually due to them prepping for a new console and prepping for a big marketing reveal rather than audibling, scrambling, and trying to figure out what to do with the rest of an empty year. We'll have to wait and see what this turns out to be, but because it's Pyoro, you know it's going to turn out to be something. Pyoro has never tweeted something that just evaporated and didn't become something, and it seems like he's tweeting this because it's happening very soon. Typically, Pyoro would tweet 2 to 3 days before the Nintendo Direct, alerting us about what games are coming to the show. So this should be coming within the next week or so if we're to believe Pyoro's track record. And May 7th, as I'm sure you know, is coming up on next Tuesday. That's within a week, and that would be what we'd expect. I think SW2 and having the 5.7 in there is too coincidental. He picks a picture that has SW2, which we all would look at and say, oh, Switch 2, and 5 and a 7, which we know is May 7th, boom. Is something big going to happen on May 7th? Pyoro seems to be indicating as much. I don't have any other crazy theory for you because I can't imagine anything outside of NSO or Switch 2 that this would be in reference to, and it would be a huge letdown and probably send some negative vibes Pyoro's way if it ended up being just a Switch Online reveal. Now, we should know about Switch Online later today because Pyoro tweets about NSO drops the day they occur. So if nothing happens this evening for Nintendo Switch Online, then we can be pretty safe to guess that this is Switch 2 related and probably is tied into the May 7th investors call. Unless it has nothing to do with May 7th and Nintendo is just ready to reveal the Switch 2 regardless. What if they reveal it before the investors call because they want the investors call to go super peachy keen? At this point, we are so in the dark of what Nintendo's doing. We have these leakers and sources that tell us they're scrambling, but we now have this contrary theory that maybe the leakers and sources have been purposefully misinformed by Nintendo and the system isn't delayed at all. Either way, we got no clue. Nintendo is up to something, clearly, as we know they won't skip out the rest of 2024 after Paper Mario and Luigi's Mansion 2, but what they're up to is anyone's guess. It just seems like the wheels are now in motion. Pyoro's tweet puts us on high alert. The radars are spinning because he only tweets when something's about to happen. He's not in the business of giving like big, crazy, maybe in the future, possibly it happens, I heard this rumor, like some other leakers do. Pyoro's pretty straight. He shoots straight. He's a bird. He doesn't have a lot of complex stuff going on. It's just boom, a tease, it happens, voila. He's proven right. Time and time again, it happens every time. So what do you think Pyoro is teasing here? Do you believe it's Switch 2 May 7th? Do you see something else in the numbers? Pull a John Locke and figure this out for me, and I will love you forever. Until next time, thanks so much for watching, everybody. Stay safe, stay healthy, stay happy, stay positive out there. SwitchForce, out.